I'm gonna need all the help I can for this one. Good morning, Faith. It's Thursday. So I got up this morning, went through my normal routine, then opened up my computer to peruse the internet before I went to work. And what do I discover? Looking for Alaska is going to be made into a movie. Before I continue, Bin of Happiness! Now, chair spins of happiness aside, I think a lot of people agree with me that the chances of this movie being bad are very high. I've thought on numerous occasions that of all the books that John Green has written, that Looking for Alaska would be the most difficult to adapt into a movie. For numerous reasons. First of all, being the way that the whole book is set up. For 75% of the book, I would say, there really isn't a driving point to the plot. There's nothing really pushing it forward. There's no main conflict or anything of that nature. At least not in the traditional sense. The thing that really pushes the plot forward in a lot of sense is chapter. Each chapter, instead of being labeled chapter 1, chapter 2, so on and so forth, it's a countdown. 100 days before, 99 days before, so on and so forth, and it counts down until the event happens, and then it goes 100 days after, so on and so forth. I think this is one of the most brilliant parts of the book because it pushes the plot forward. It makes you want to keep reading even the parts where there isn't that much going on, really. Most of the book is just Pudge and his friends, going to boarding school, and I love those parts, I really do. I love seeing the characters interact with each other. It's fantastic for a book. For a movie, things like that don't always work. That's why I think it's going to be a very hard book to adapt. However, that being said, I am looking forward to this book being adapted into a movie because, well, simply because the book will be read more. And as with any adaptation, you want to read the book before you see the movie, and even if you don't see the movie, it gets you interested in this story. A lot of people are very worried about this movie being horrible, and I have to say, the chances of this movie being horrible are pretty high, just because it's so difficult to adapt. However, I think the director is probably a very solid choice for this kind of movie. If, judging by the few movies of hers that I've seen, I think she might be able to pull this off if she does it right. Casting is going to be hard, I think, but so it is with any movie adaptation of a book. Now, to fans of the book that are afraid this movie is going to be horrible, I just want to say, relax. There have been countless bad movies made from books. It's truly awful. One of my favorite books of all time, Eragon, the first book in the Inheritance Cycle, is a truly, truly awful movie. I think one of the worst movie adaptations of a book ever made. It's so bad. So bad. But, does this horrible movie make the book any less enjoyable and any less great for the series as a whole? No, it does not. It does not take away from my enjoyment of the book at all, even though there's this god-awful movie. And the same thing is true for anything that is adapted from one medium to another, such as the show The Last Airbender, one of my favorite shows ever, and I think one of the best animated shows to ever air. It was made into a horrendous movie by M. Night Shyamalan, and I will forever curse Shyamalan for what he did to my beloved Avatar. But despite that, these bad adaptations have no power whatsoever over the original source material. The original source material will be just as wonderful as it has always been. Really, whether or not the movie is good or not doesn't matter, because in the end, it'll get people reading the books. So in summary, I would just like to say to everyone, relax. This great story that you love so much is going to be shared with more people, and more people are going to enjoy it and share in your enjoyment of it. So, relax. Nabil, I'll probably see you next, I think. It'll either be you or Brosel, but I'll see one of you soon. So, goodbye.